Okay, I think we have a theme running here, you know, talking about the change in seasons, talking about our wardrobe, talking about our homes, and of course we're also talking about a change in the things we like to eat. Time to heat things up in the kitchen, I think. What better way to do it with a delicious homemade pumpkin treat.
That's right. Chef Tim at Beacon Hill and Eastgate always has something new up his sleeve, and I got an inside peek at one of his fab new fall creations. With the cold autumn weather also comes a big appetite, and a little dessert never hurt anybody either. I'm here at Beacon Hill at Eastgate, and I'm in the kitchen with Chef Tim. Chef, you've got a lot you're cooking up in the kitchen right now for fall.
Oh yeah, we're going to take a little spin on a traditional pumpkin tart. We're going to prepare it on a cashew butter cookie crust, and then we're going to finish it with a maple chantilly and garnish it with a leaf made out of puff pastry in the shape of a maple leaf.
I am so ready. That sounds delicious. I'm going to help you, right?
You sure are.
All right, let's get to work.
Let's dive into this. I've got a pan that's prepared here. I've made the cashew crust. It's flour, sugar, butter, and cashews. And we're going to put that right into the pan.
Okay.
And we're going to take and press that. You go ahead and take on that side. We're just, you got to work with it pretty fast because the heat of your hands will actually start the butter to get soft, so it'll stick to your fingers. And now through the miracles of modern kitchens, this will disappear. And then there's the crust. It's been in the oven for about 5 minutes. This one got a little bit browner because our oven was quite hot.
Okay, now where's the creamy goodness that I'm looking for?
We're going to start right up with the pumpkin puree. If you want to take that, and I will work on the spices. We're going to start with a teaspoon of salt. There's the clove.
Love that.
It's important that you do it in order so the spices can get incorporated in. Now we're going to put in 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. Bring it right from the outer edges there. Get a hold of that spatula and bring it right on in and just kind of fold it into the center, because then it allows you to incorporate it a little bit. Okay, then we're going to add 4 eggs. So we've got the sugar, the salt, the cinnamon, the ginger, the cloves, the egg, the pumpkin. Now we're going to switch over so we can get it incorporated and break up the eggs just a little bit. If you want to take that cream or that evaporated milk and start pulling that in slowly.
Sure. Now the viewers at home cannot smell this right now, but this smells so delicious. Now this is perfect not only if you're having your friends and family over for the holidays, but it seems like this is going to be small enough to be able to put in kids' lunches.
Oh yeah, because it'll hold up nicely because once it's baked and chilled, I've got one that's already made up so we can slice it. It holds its shape real well. You can make it a day ahead. In fact, it'll be even better because the crust and the custard itself will become one. Let's go ahead and take that and put that into the pan.
Okay.
It bakes for about half an hour at about 325, 350, depending on how hot your oven is. If you get it too hot and you cook it too long, it can break the custard.
Okay. This looks amazing. It looks almost like a pumpkin pie.
Exactly, except it doesn't have the heavy crust on the bottom. There's no crust around the edges. Same recipe. If you wanted to skip the crust, you can do it in little ramekins and make just the custard so you can eat it by itself just as the pumpkin pudding. Or you can also take the same recipe and use the low-fat evaporated milk, so you reduce the amount of fat that's in it too.
Love that too. How long have you been creating different dishes like this?
I've been cooking probably for well over 30 years, since about the late 70s. I graduated from high school in 1979, and I was cooking before then. They say I started as a young kid. Instead of playing with toys, I climbed in my grandma's cupboards and played with the pots and pans.
So you've been doing this for quite a long time.
As long as I can remember.
Tim, this is beautiful. Our pumpkin bars are completed now.
There you go.
But one of the great things for fall is you actually get a lot of your food and a lot of the ingredients for your dishes local.
We try our best. We use apple cider from local, from Englishman's Farms. We buy apples from Jim also from John Platty Orchards. We've already started to stock up our cooler a little bit to keep apples in, so we've got them ready to go for the fall and winter months. It's very important that we're able to utilize things. We're still able to pull things from our garden, and we're still harvesting tomatoes and cucumbers and some flowers for our table and heads of cabbage and beets. So without having to frost yet, we're still able to harvest a lot of things and utilize some products right here on our property also.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to dig in.
I'm going to do it too.
Fall desserts right here with Tim at Beacon Hill.
Wow, Jordan, that looked delicious. You would make a great chef. At least you look the part.
Thank you. I had the hat and the coat. You know, I learned a little something from Tim. It's not as hard as it looks.
Well, you know, and the interesting thing is that I love when a plate looks beautiful. It's about the presentation. I never would have thought of that, taking a fork and then sprinkling over the nutmeg and cinnamon, and then you just get that beautiful outline.
Right, and that actually adds to the flavor when you're mixing it all in. So
you gotta like that. You know, the key though to having a great experience in the kitchen is getting somebody like Chef Tim to help out.
That is so true. And I think it's no secret that I'm less than experienced in the kitchen, but this is one of those fast, easy recipes that anyone could make. So if you'd like to make Chef Tim's perfect pumpkin bar, then you can find the recipe online at woodtv.com.
That's right, and it's always fun to make those delicious desserts, especially when they look beautiful like that. You know, it's never too early to start planning for your own big Thanksgiving dinner, and I definitely know what I'm going to be whipping up for dessert.
Okay, and I know that I'll be coming to your house for dessert.
That sounds like a great idea. And of course, we do want to say a special hello to our friends at Beacon Hill at Eastgate. You know, they're our Ask the Expert, all things retirement living, 1919 Boston Southeast in Grand Rapids. The number, 855-1881, beaconhillgr.org. You can find them online as well. You know, every time I have the opportunity to head to Beacon Hill at Eastgate, I always am treated to something really spectacular. I love the dining experience there. It really is a great living opportunity as you enter the golden years.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility, and Chef Tim, I could eat his food all day and all night.
That's right. You're not quite old enough to move in yet. Rachel and I have already asked about the minimum age for moving in, but
you're not old enough either.